Hi, my name is Bishop Bart Van Rooyen, and I am the Bishop of the Diocese of Corner Brook and Labrador. Thank you for joining us for this brief teaching. Today I want to talk a little bit about Mass in the age of COVID-19, specifically the whole idea of doing it virtually. Anyone that complains that the Mass virtually is not the same and should not be something that we get used to is probably right in doing so. That indeed it isn't the same. And the Church itself is not saying that it is the ideal. Because in fact, the Mass is all about the incarnation. God becoming real for us, so that he can be touched, he can be seen, he can be tasted. Catholic theology is all about the incarnation. The Word became flesh and lived among us. And he continues to be at the very heart of the Church, living among us in the sacraments. Not only that, the Mass is one that brings the community, the body of Christ, together. This too is a sign of incarnation. It's the incarnation of community. You cannot be a community in its fullness virtually. In a sense, you need to interact. You need to be able to touch, to hear, to see, to indeed experience the lives of one another, to deal with the difficulties, even if there are disagreements, even if there is a spirit of unforgiveness, that there needs to be forgiveness. All of this takes place in reality as we come together. Obviously, virtual masses are not the ideal. They are simply a solution, a temporary solution for those times when we are unable to meet. They are there to remind us that, we need to make time for God. That, in the even absence of virtual masses, our Sundays would be completely empty. We wouldn't have that contact at all. And so it is the best we can do under the circumstances. There is one good thing about the virtual masses, and that's for those who are unable to make it. I'm thinking of people who are shut in at home, or those who are in residential care, those who do not regularly attend Mass because they are unable. Sure, at times we bring Mass to those who are in residential care. We do have ministries to them, and yet they feel removed from the community. And so it is one way to draw them in, even though they're not able to be there. I ask for your patience during this time because, this isn't supposed to answer all the difficulties. I hope that people continue to struggle with the pains and the anguish and sometimes the madness, or that's how they feel, the madness of it all. It's healthy for us to indeed continue to keep this topic front and center. For indeed, the Mass and the sacraments are at the very heart of what it means to be church. And so it is good for us to show that great love for attendance, that great love for the actual being there, to touch, to feel, to see, to taste, to smell. Jesus became flesh and continues to take flesh among us. As we continue this difficult time of lockdown, alert level 5, here in the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, let us be mindful of one another. Though we may have this debate among ourselves, let us do so in charity, realizing that yes, we're all in this together. I hope you'll join me next week as we will continue our journey through the Mass.